Welcome to Workstyle Stories, because life changes and every life is different. This week we're talking about setting a vision, following a dream, living a life where work doesn't feel like work. But before we get into all of that, I'm going to ask our guest to introduce himself. So tell us who you are, where you are, and what you do.
Hello. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's amazing, and I'm very excited to be here. So, my name is Gonçalo Hall. I'm currently in Madeira Island, Portugal, somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic, in the Africa coast. And I'm a remote work consultant. I help companies in the transition to remote work through adjusting their communication, their documentation, their project management, and their culture. And now I am also a country consultant. I help countries and places like Madeira to attract remote workers and digital nomads. So I created also Digital Nomads Madeira between all different projects I'm involved in.
Okay. Wow. All right. So you know a lot about digital work and digital working. Presumably you haven't always done that. What was your kind of formative career like? What work did you do before you started living the dream?
So I actually have 3 half degrees. I failed 3 times, or not, depending on your point of view, but I failed 3 times trying to have a degree because I got bored. So I started working in the first place that people got me a job, which was in sports data. I was working for a sports data company, some of the best in the world, the ones that allow you to bet online. So that's what I was
Okay.
doing before. Then I got a job in Germany. I'm from Portugal. Got a job in Germany for a lot of money, and so I was very comfortable in Germany in my previous life. Before I got my epiphany and just leave that life behind and do something better.
So, I mean, what was that epiphany? Like, how did that come about?
So I was always a nomad in my life, meaning I went to 3 universities, as you know by now. I went to 7 schools in 13 years of high school. I was always very curious on how it is to live in that place. I can't travel to a place, wherever it is, without thinking, oh, it should be cool to live here for a couple of months. So
Yeah.
then I learned about these crazy digital nomads, these people that work and travel at the same time. And it looks like perfect for me. So I was working for a company full time, and I didn't have this life. So I tried to adjust and get this life. Then, as I told you, I
Okay.
moved to Germany.
Yeah.
Lots of money, lots of stability. Thinking about having kids, all this with my girlfriend. Thinking about having kids, get a stable life. But then I got a punch in the stomach. I did a 30th birthday, and I just really got depressed for a whole week, thinking, "Is this what I want in life? Half of my
Right.
life is gone. It's now or never, or I become a digital nomad now and I embrace remote work. I will stay here and get stuck for the rest of my life in this place. It's not a bad place to be, but that's not what I
Yeah.
wanted. I wanted travel. I wanted different experiences. So I started looking for a job in marketing. I moved to Poland to get a job in marketing. I actually got a job as account manager for this big Polish company, but a job
Okay.
that allowed me to learn everything about email marketing. So I became an expert on email marketing, managing really big accounts, more than 100K subscribers. And with that skill, I started doing some freelancing. With the freelancing came some money, gave me the confidence, quit my company, bought a ticket to Bali. Let's be happy. When I did that, actually, I was thinking about that. This shit will be really bad. It will be very unstable. Freelancing, just starting. Then I got 2 job offers to work on sales, which I accepted right away. I don't care. I just want to work
Mhm.
remotely. And the second
Yeah.
one allowed me to be the job that would then become the whole base for what I'm doing right now. So it was in the startup that was helping companies to go remote through education. And that was the base and gave me a network to then start my own business later in my journey.
And has that always been something that you've wanted to do, to start your own business?
Yes. So when I was 16, I was just a little kid, and my dream, maybe because of I see my family was suit up working on banks, and my dream was always 16 years old. I want to have my own business and work with one flip flops, second beach shorts every single day. Simple, something simple. Working with
Brilliant.
flip flops and beach shorts every single day. That's my dream.
Mm.
And yeah, I did it. 13 years later, I did it. I'm now 33, so now I did it. I work with flip flops and beach shorts every single day.
It sounds like turning 30 was almost the thing that brought you back to that focus. You know, you could carry on the traditional path to success, or make a change and rekindle that initial sense of ambition around being an entrepreneur in shorts and flip-flops, and you decided to go that way, and all credit to you, because that's a leap of faith. It's a much more risky route to take, and it sounds like you've done varied things along the way to get to where you are now, and you don't know what's going to happen when you take those leaps, you know, working in marketing, working in sales, but actually it sounds like what was more important to you was working with the freedom to explore. So it doesn't actually matter what the work is, as long as the freedom to explore is there. As long as the flip-flops and the shorts are there, actually what you apply your brain to can change, and I think that's great. So now you're doing, having built up the experience of that remote work consultancy. So what's your work style like now? Presumably, you don't need to tell me what you're wearing. I know it's going to be shorts and flip-flops. But how are you working? What does a day look like in your life?
So it depends from place to place, but there are things that are non-negotiable. So I create my own routines wherever I am. Right now I'm in Madeira for 5 months. So I woke up around 6 in the morning. I go to CrossFit. It's something that I really love and helps me keep healthy and disconnect from the world. It's just yourself and pain. Go to CrossFit at 7:30 until 8:30. Come back to Ponta do Sol, where I'm based. Take a shower, take breakfast, come to work. I really love to work in the mornings. I block my mornings usually to don't do calls on the mornings. I avoid as much as possible having calls in the morning. Mornings are time for deep work. I go to lunch with the community. We have around 200 people here in the village in this digital nomad community. I go to lunch with the community, usually outdoor, and there is really good restaurants around. Came back, and then in the afternoon from 2 to 5, usually I do a lot of calls. Calls with different people in the world, different teams, setting up everything in my own different businesses. 5:30, I usually stop working, go down to the beach, or drink something, or work out, or go to events. We have a lot of skill sharings. We have 5-6 events a day here, so just connect with the community again. We go for swimming pretty much every day, to be honest, by now. And then, or we stay there and had dinner in the beach, or we go back home and disconnect a little bit from the whole community, because 16 hours a day sometimes it's a little bit too much. But basically, it's that. We have this routine that is pretty much stable with the community events, and make sure we connect with people every single day. I'm a super extroverted person. I need people around me. So I make sure that for one side I have my morning protected, but also I have my afternoons more for connection with people around the world through online Zoom, but also to real people here in the community.
That sounds incredible. And presumably how do you feel now when you reflect on how it was, your life, how it is now?
We're talking about fun, but look, I made it. So what I do right now is what I love to do, and there is this blend between work and life. Some people can say I work 16 hours a day, because if I'm awake, I'm receiving messages from nomads, from the community, from the different countries who I work with. So I may be working 16 hours a day, or I may be just be living 16 hours a day and just having fun, because work is fun. I love to build communities. I love my companies. I love what I do for other companies. And everything I'm doing right now is something I'm very passionate about. So I can speak about remote work 24/7. I can speak about building digital nomad communities 24/7. It's not work. So I'm here standing flip-flops, beautiful background.
And it definitely doesn't feel like work in shorts and flip-flops, right?
Also,
Gonçalo, all credit to you for taking that path, for creating and designing a life and a work style that supports the life you want to lead. It's an inspiration to me and to everyone who's part of the Workstyle revolution. Well done. Thank you for sharing your Workstyle story. We've unfortunately run out of time, but we look forward to keeping in touch and hearing more about your adventures in the near future. We've been Workstyle Stories. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.